AI expert and digital futurist Dan Sodergren. Afternoon to you, Dan.
Oh, hi there.
I mean, it's fascinating just to hear there in Ian's report, how technology can help people maybe who are blind or otherwise. And I suppose really the options are probably endless in a way, just the speed at which AI seems to be advancing now.
Well, no, absolutely. I love that piece, and I love the fact that it's kind of almost the thin edge of the wedge, isn't it? When you're looking at those hard to reach people, but also disabled and also the elderly, and they're the people that we really want to be connecting with and helping in society. But it's really interesting to see the data from the new research from Vodafone. Obviously, other broadband providers are available, but they didn't do the research, and they looked into, when they launched a thing called Who's Home, they asked about 2,000 people or so in the UK, and it's fascinating to see that so many people now, about a quarter of us, would actually pay for an AI cleaner. It goes down to about 17% of us that actually want an AI housekeeper to help with shopping and cooking.
Sounds good.
And about a quarter of us, absolutely, I think I'd be one of them. And then about a quarter of us, again, want smart kitchen tech that can help cook and prep meals as well. Now, if you think about that, all that kind of together, that's amazing for someone with a disability or somebody who's getting older. So yeah, I think this technology that's there now, I mean, obviously we need great broadband to run all this stuff, but it's amazing now. Like 10 years ago, we didn't have this technology, and I was still talking about it because I do talks around the future. But now we've actually got it. That technology is here now. We don't necessarily need robots to do this, because actually your house becomes a smart home. But I find it's a fascinating new world, and a very positive one.
Yeah, well, it's interesting there, that it's dependent on the Wi-Fi, and not everybody has got, great Wi-Fi or connections that are sort of good enough for this. So, I mean, is that what will maybe hold this back?
Well, I think there's two things, really. There is, of course, the infrastructure thing, and that's really, really important. That's why governments and other people really have to get their kind of heads around this whole idea of infrastructure. It's a bit like saying, what are the benefits of having great roads or great cars and transportation, but then not having great roads, right? We sometimes take for granted that the water's going to be running and the broadband's going to be going. In fact, that same bit of research by Vodafone, 60% of us actually consider that Wi-Fi is the most important utility, household utility. So that just shows how important this stuff is. So we've got to make sure that we're kind of putting the money behind the infrastructure. But the second point, and that's which is I think even more exciting, is once you've got that bit of connectivity, you can then start thinking about the future and how you can really help people. And I think there's huge amounts here where we talk about it not being high tech, but really low friction. So it's affordable and easy to use. So things, for example, like we've already got. So you could order, Alexa and other things where somebody can literally say the words rather than having to type things. It's that low friction thing that I think is the most exciting bit. It's almost when the technology disappears and you don't see it working in your home, that's when it gets the most exciting, especially around with people with disabilities and the elderly.
Yeah, I know. Alexa is a slippery slope, I think, or something like that, where you just ask for an answer to everything if you're not careful. Dan, we'll have to leave it there, but thanks so much for joining me. That's Dan Sodergren there, a digital futurist.